As a journalist, we're often asked, what's the hardest story to report? Patrice and I both would agree. Heartbreaking stories about children are the toughest. And now Patrice is trying to help make a difference in some children's lives. She joins me now to explain. Patrice?
Mark, I was shocked to find out there are more than 450 kids being helped by Child Protective Services in Vigo County, and many of those rescued from unimaginable situations at home: drugs, neglect, abuse. Tonight, the conclusion of our special report, Fostering Hope in the Wabash Valley.
The judge will be saying this child needs weekly counseling.
54-year-old Patty Branson never dreamed of heading back to class, but this Terre Haute woman's hitting the books and speaking out to protect kids. These kids. The law says we can't show you their faces or give you their names, but we can tell you they are three teenagers with a heartbreaking story when mom became a drug dealer.
When she started becoming the buyer instead of the seller, mostly, she would be gone, and then I just had to take care of my little brothers.
When I heard this young woman's story, I wanted to cry. A girl forced to grow up thanks to a mom hooked on drugs, left to raise her two little brothers ever since she was only 6 years old. Sometimes left for weeks at a time with no parent, no money, and eventually no food.
Did you ever lose hope?
I mean, a couple times I wondered what was going to happen. I mean, I knew my mom hadn't been paying the rent for a while, so I didn't know how we were going to get rent money to pay for the rent. I didn't know how, my little brothers were going to eat or anything, and I was getting kind of scared because, when you don't have a job, you don't know how to support them.
And yet she and her brothers never missed a day of school. She woke them every morning, helped them with their homework, made sure they stayed safe.
You could have gone on the streets, you could have gotten into drugs. It was right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was there the whole time. And, I mean, people around me, they weren't the best influence, I guess, but I just knew that I couldn't choose that for myself, that there's people that actually did count on me, my little brothers. I know that if I set a bad example for them also, then they'd probably do bad things.
If placed in a sitting position, she will often remain there, immobile.
It is this woman who all three kids can now count on. Remember Patty Branson from the classroom? She's studying to become the kids' foster mother. Only 20 hours of classroom instruction is needed to become a foster parent. Patty is the biological grandmother to one of the boys. She's called Grandma by the others.
I love them, so that's the main thing. They're my life. All three of them, I'll do anything for them, anything I can to make sure they have a good home.
We don't have people running in and out all hours of the night. Don't have to look over your shoulder all the time. Don't have to worry about what's going on.
Patty is providing these kids with a safe home, and financial assistance from Child Protective Services will help her provide the necessities, putting these Wabash Valley teenagers on the path to a brighter future. Now, I can tell you that courageous young woman is getting straight A's in high school, and her dream is to attend Notre Dame and become a pediatrician. Now, if you would like to become a foster parent, there is a special spot on our website, WTHI-TV.com, where you can find out how. Just click on the Fostering Hope icon or our community page. I've included phone numbers for you to call and to get started. We need more foster families.
As tragic as these situations is, I realize that it reminds me of the title of your series, There Is Hope.
Absolutely.
And
many of those children, they're not bad kids. It's the parents that made the bad choices. Yeah. These kids just need some hope getting on the right track.
Yeah.
And she's one of them.
Mm-hmm.